to cancel PayPal or not to cancel PayPal? That is the question, or at least one of them. Today the topic has been recently, it says here in the headlines of the opinion section of the Epoch Times, the PayPal fiasco was no accident. Okay, that's the bigger question I want to talk about today. What does it mean? What happened with PayPal? Okay, first of all, I don't want to, personally for me, it's hard to cancel them out. I work as an English and Spanish online teacher. I get paid. I collect my money through PayPal. Okay, so I don't think it's like you got to get out. There's a cry, no, cancel PayPal, cancel PayPal. Everything with moderation, but that doesn't mean that I would support the company completely. There's some things that a lot of companies do. Most companies nowadays in America, you have to remember, speaking to conservatives, most companies are woke. They're on the left. Fellow conservatives, there's those companies, those businesses are not on our side. There are businesses that are. The thing is, go and look for them, start weeding out the ones that don't. It gets complicated from there. But let me talk about this specifically. What happened with PayPal here, okay? Let me read a little bit about PayPal. You know, they were caught, something they said recently, a few days ago, that they're going to start fining people or taking funds away from people who didn't speak right. They didn't use the word speak right, but you know what I mean. But let me read the first paragraph here of the article. PayPal on October 8 sent out an update to its terms of use or acceptable use policy that included a shocking addition. It reserved the right to confiscate $2,500 from people's accounts if they spread misinformation. It was a clear announcement of what many had already suspected. PayPal has enlisted in the information war. And aren't they like them, more and more companies who have been turning and attacking the right, want to censor you, they want to shut you down. But what happened? They had a turnaround. Okay, they saw the light like 24 hours later. They turned around and said, no. Okay, because why? Because Twitter for one, was filled with announcements from people who were canceling their accounts. By the following day, PayPal reversed itself, claiming that the banning of misinformation was just a mistake. Or in other words, as it says down here in the lower paragraph, in other words, PayPal claimed that its policy on misinformation was itself misinformation. Go and hide when you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. So what's next? What are they going to do next? They went back, but don't think that suddenly they're going to be on the side. They're going to be neutral. They're going to be a neutral player. That they're going to favor those on the left, or not favor everyone, or not really favor anybody. That they'll be fair with the left and fair with the right, fair with independents, and just whatever you say, you have the right to speak, believing in our rights as traditionally as a constitutional republic, to speak, to write, to be heard, with dissenting opinion. They won't be accepted. They talk like they do, but it won't. They haven't changed their stripes. More and more and more, we're going to see this more each day. This doesn't mean anything. It's for now. In other words, it's back to the drawing board. I think that's what, like a lot of companies to get caught, they apologize. Many of them aren't apologizing at all. But it's back to the drawing board. What they're going to do, they're going to come back and they will attack conservatives again, try to shut you down again. This is not going to end. Okay, don't think you get caught. They get caught once and it turns around and everything okay. Okay, we don't have to worry about them again. The Washington Post said PayPal's facing blowback after proposing rules that would have allowed it to fine users $2,500, $2,500 for promoting misinformation, which the online payment service has since called an error. This is from the Washington Post, and the post here says, careful to note, the protests were from conservative outlets and that it sparked uproar online on the right. So it says down here lower a little bit, the Post never uses the terms conservative or right without meaning wrong, marginalized, dangerous, and cancelable. Okay? In other words, they think of you as nuts, nut jobs, freaks. Okay? The people who are dangerous to America, or their version of America, what they want to see. They're part of it. They're part of the Democrat mainstream media, that group who wants to shut us all down, the left, the elites on the left, the woke crowd. It says later on, this little victory over PayPal is sweet, but And everyone knows it's a temporary concession. Like I said just a few minutes ago, it's just temporary. Okay, they're coming back. They're coming back to the drawing board. Okay. After a record number of account cancellations, they changed the policy just to stop the bleeding. That's all they're doing. They went back to their corner after the end of the round, and they're getting treated. The cut man, using a boxing term, works on the cut, closes it up, and they're going to come out for another round. Reading on, here's another paragraph. It's of interest to me. How much does it matter that PayPal reversed course? It isn't entirely clear. They showed their hand and revealed a much deeper and scarier plan that relates to the current administration's intention to create a new central bank digital currency. Okay, this would be, this was mentioned, it's been talked about lately. This would be programmable money, one that would allow a ruling elite to cut off your means to live if they so choose. Did you catch that? This would be programmable money, one that would allow a ruling elite to cut off your means to live if they so choose. Imagine this, you see lower on. You can be deplatformed, canceled, and even be left bereft of your ability to earn a living or to feed your family. They'll go that far. They want to shut us down, want to shut you down. Okay? And like it's not, back to my point, it's not easy to decide who to cancel and whether to cancel them, for sure to cancel. You have to make some serious decisions when you talk about these businesses that you support or tended to support, you've needed, you've used in your businesses. So it's not always easy, but firm decisions you have to make and stick by them. I like what it says here. We used to debate, we used to talk. We reveled in the freedom that was guaranteed by a constitutional republic. Today, many interest groups, many of them associated for now, mainly with the left, no longer want to play that game. They don't want to play it. They're not a constitutional republic. They say, the hell with that. Forget that. They just as soon rip up the Constitution as use it as toilet paper. They wipe their rear end with it, in other words, what I'm saying. It's meaningless to them. They want to fundamentally, as Barack Obama, when he was running for president in 2008, said, we're going to fundamentally change America. Why fundamentally change something that fundamentally worked? That was not perfect, but here they go. They no longer want to play that game. They want to cancel us. Well, that's my thought on it. That's terrible. It looms large. It looms ugly. The fight against us. To me, it's just their apologies. It means the end of the round. They went back. They get their cuts treated. We'll see what happens in future times. Thank you for watching American Update. I hope to hear from you. Maybe you'll subscribe, leave comment, leave some likes, maybe ideas for future chats or discussions, and just to hear my mind on whatever subjects are running today. And I'd love to hear yours too. Thank you very much. And Edgar Montoya for the American Update. Thank you, and bye for now.